Hello. I always feel like I look so good and then I get on here. So anyway, hello collective. How are you? I'm excited to do this meditation because I'm gonna go into the details kind of a lot before we get into it because there's a reason why I chose this meditation this day and why I'm focused on the sacral chakra. Now, for those of you who are in the client circle, we've done a lot of work around the sacral and how many of you kind of are going through things with the sacral chakra, uh, which makes sense, right? But I'm addressing it on this larger scale because the sacral is a big conversation as we go into the double moons. So we are in a double Capricorn moon season right now, which means that this month we're going to have the Capricorn full moon, and then next month we're also going to have a Capricorn moon. And both of these are a big transformation in your first house. And, it sounds very simple, right? Like, here we are, we're going through a revival, we're going through some kind of renewal. Wait, actually, I want to be sure that you guys can hear me. Can you hear me? For anybody who's here, I want confirmation. I have a microphone here, and I want to be sure my hair isn't blocking it. Are we all set in terms of if anybody can confirm for me that I'm heard? I want to be sure. I don't know. I just, yeah, if anyone can let me know that hopefully you can hear me. I don't want to, I think so. Yeah, everything should be all set. So I'm just gonna assume that you guys can hear me. But anyway, so that's the case. And so with us going through this renewal when it comes to Capricorn energy during this month and for next month, this is a big conversation. Obviously, when it comes to redefining who it is that you are and your viewpoints of the self, right? And this is bringing it back to the sacral because the sacral is how we relate to other people, the way in which we connect, our relationships, the way we kind of see ourselves reflected back on the outside. So even though it is this kind of renewal in the self identity, the me first kind of identity. Okay, perfect. Thank you. The self identity, the me first identity. This perspective kind of comes in and it says, all right, how are we looking at this in relation to how we relate to others? And this relationship is one that I really want to dive into for you guys during this time because, in general, when it comes to Capricorn, obviously, a little, a little as in you can hear me or you can't hear me. I just want to be sure. But so far, people say they can hear me perfectly, which is good because I have the microphone. I want to make sure everything is okay. But okay, so I'll just keep going. So yeah, so as we go through this renewal, it's going to showcase itself in how you relate back to other people. And even though it is kind of this beginning again of the me first, right? The first house kind of energy because it is Capricorn, you are redefining who it is that you are and putting an end to who it is that you once were. But this is going to be greatly affected in how you relate to other people. So much of your personal damage has been sitting in the sacral, mainly because of when we look at what was going on with the Capricorn and Pluto energy. Most of your, I guess, your traumas and your dynamics had to do with the way in which you relate to others and the way in which others relate to you. So a lot of the leftover residual weight Namaste. A lot of the leftover residual weight that you've been carrying has been in that area, right? A little bit of the solar plex in relation to the sacral, right? When you go through a constant series of ego deaths, it starts to damage you inside of your soul, right? And then it affects how you connect to other people because your perception of self has been distorted, it's been wounded. And so this is the biggest thing that you'll see in terms of how you show up in the world and how it reflects back to a greater sense of self, right? Because throughout the first half of the year, it's all been about the solar flex, right? The soul. Because you've gone through this shift when it comes to Pluto, had to realize who it is that you were, a lot tied to your self worth and your identity because of the Pluto transit, because we're looking at Aquarius and Pluto, which is all about your self worth. And that self worth shift, goes within the soul, and it pushes you through the blockages way, awakens you in that way. So as that has been going on, a lot of the, I would say, the gun core, sometimes the solar plex can have piercing, like shards of glass kind of pushing at it, depending on how you relate to yourself, right? So a lot of those things have been kind of clearing up in healing. And now it goes back to, okay, what are you doing in your relationships? You've gone through a lot when it comes to cleaning out your social circles. Many of you have cut off a lot of people, disconnected from people, had to lose people in order to kind of see through a new beginning of what's going on and transpiring in your current life. And this is a big conversation as we go through these two moon transits, the end of this month and then also in July, right? During the season of your emotions, Cancer season. And I believe that the Capricorn full moon, I believe, happens during Cancer season, I think, or right before Cancer season begins. But it's definitely this month and then playing out next month. So I wanted to kind of discuss this, as I said, to kind of prepare you guys for what it is that you're leading yourself into and how the Gemini renewal, again, helps with you in practicalizing the life that it is that you want for yourself moving forward because of the way in which you have to put an end to who it is that you once were with this Capricorn full moon. Now, it's not to say, and I kind of, for those of you who are part of the inner circle, I sent this in the email. It's not to say this energy is going to be easy. When I dove into it, I got a lot tied to um, kind of the scar energy, the sacred scar energy. Yeah, no surprises there. Yeah. But when it comes to the full moon, it's like I got a little bit tied to the sacred scar and how to address trauma and things that are very, very painful, things that have really scarred you and wounded you. But taking that energy and transforming it into,
Now, is that better? I don't know. You guys let me know if you can hear me. Okay. I wanted to show you guys this as well. Look, speaking of audio, look what we've got. This is being set up soon. So, but obviously I don't have it connected to the laptop. This was the old microphone. But yeah, this is what we've got now for the collective, which is exciting. So that'll be up for the next videos. I know some of you guys have been waiting for the human design videos, and I have been waiting to create them because I've been wanting to make sure that this microphone came in for them. So I didn't want any audio issues as we go into the deep subject of human design and all the new stuff that we're doing. So now that it's here, I'm setting everything up and you guys are going to get those videos soon, okay? But anyway, I'm sorry about the audio cutting out. I don't know the last thing that I said. prior to that. I think I was saying how, I don't know, it was the last thing I said before it cut out. It was tied to how it's affecting your identity. And I was also mentioning how we might as well pull a card or two since we're here, Um, it was muffled. Oh, okay. Good to know. Good to know. Um, but yes, we might as well pull a card or two since we're here. Those of you guys in the client circle know that I never uh, do readings outside of the circle, but since we're all here, we might as well. I just want to just see a little bit more about the energy that we can expect for this moon, for the first one and also the second one. Let's just do 2 little cards and figure it out. Oh, you didn't hear the last 2 minutes. Okay, so I was talking about how these 2 moon transits are pretty much rooted in the way you relate to other people, right? Because it's a self-worth renewal. And what I got, and I sent this to those of you who are in the inner circle, and you guys in the inner circle should have gotten your email, I think yesterday or, yes, depending, right? It was today for my time. I'm wherever you are in the world, it should be in your email. But I was mentioning how for it, I kind of got this revelation of the scars, right? The battle scars, the wounds, the things that you have gone through that have really hurt you and scarred you are coming up during this moon in this month, the first Capricorn moon. And it's coming up for you to revisit that energy, look into it, um, kind of take it and say, this is who I am now. I'm putting an end to who I was, but it's holding on to the things that got you here. Even the things that hurt you and wounded you as deeply as they did, created you as the person that you are now. And for the first half of the year, a lot of you guys have been going back and forth when it comes to trauma healing and, your relationship with the past and your relationship with the things you have gone through. And this, especially in April, it was kind of this feeling with the 4th house of feeling like, will these things take me out? I survived them, but it's like this feeling of, well, is it so damaging? Is the past so difficult that I can't move forward now? Like I literally can't take steps in the direction that I want to take them in. But you survived that, right? It was just there to, get you to the next step. And for this month, it's about being able to embrace those scars to create and accept who it is that you are now. But I wanted to just pull two cards just on these moons and why we're here talking about the Sacral Chakra and the way in which you relate to others. So let's get my... One for the first moon, one for the second moon. At the bottom, we have sacraments, right? I'll get a little bit of clarity on that. But you guys are following me now, right? Everything's okay? Thank you for always updating me. I am excited to get the new audio together and to finally introduce human design and dive into that as well. Okay, good. First one, second. Oh yeah, it's a collective. It's a lot more people here, huh? A lot more energy to move from. First one, second one. Yep, there we go. And then the second moon. So we've got wands here, we've got fire. And the first moon, we've got the 6 of wands. And this is kind of here with an oracle that kind of talks about, this is an Aquarius kind of oracle for me. And this energy is going into how for the first moon, you are of recognizing your victories. And you recognize your victories through embracing your scars. So as we say, this isn't necessarily going to be the easiest experience, but it's kind of coming out, embracing it, right? Saying to yourself that, because at a certain point, especially during the Capricorn moon, you guys really have to be broken down in terms of understanding that it's okay to not be perfect, and it's okay to have baggage, right? That's been a big conversation for you guys over the past like 2 to 3 years, right? Is the comfort with your imperfections or your traumas and your emotions and things like that. You know, that's how you found yourself here at SeaGoat Secrets. You know, and it's allowing yourself to become a new you during the new generation, and you become the new you as you embrace these things. And so it's looking at yourself from a different viewpoint, right? Understanding your victories, taking a different path in terms of this energy, and seeing yourself as the victor instead of the victim when it comes to your experiences. And when we look at the moon number 2, this is the Four of Wands energy, which goes into success. And I'm so sorry for the moon cycle. But when it comes to understanding that success is imminent, and we see the Four of Wands here, when it comes to a little bit, I would say that this energy is a little bit more relaxed for the second moon, but it's definitely asking you to kind of go within the home sector. Again, we've been talking so much about like home in the body. What does it mean to be at home in the body? What does it mean to have that stability with the self? And this energy kind of coming up when it comes to the second moon is asking you to revisit this energy and understand that not only are you on the right path in terms of stabilization, but this stabilization is also looking for you. You're not just looking for it. And as we go through the first moon and you find this space where you're comfortable with being the warrior, the person who has achieved progression through these experiences, the breakdowns to get to the breakthroughs, we go into the month of July kind of looking around you and saying to yourself, okay, I'm stable in these ways and I can celebrate for that reason, right? I'm going to read these for you because you guys know I like to read them for you. In terms of the first moon. Oh, wow, I didn't even see that one sitting there. Understanding how to protect your gentle nature and that you are in fact protected. So continue on your healing journey with enthusiasm, right? This is for moon 1. But without forcing things to happen more quickly than feels natural. Sometimes the body will be ready to let go whilst the mind is still holding on. At other times, the mind may need to be patient as the body processes an experience. Trust in your own timing and rhythm. There's no need to be impatient or judge yourself. You are summoning the spiritual fortitude to tackle an issue which has previously held you back. When the time is right, the healing shall happen more easily than if you tried to push forward prematurely. Things are going to work out and be positive, right? So this goes back into the same space again, gathering or summoning the spiritual fortitude in order to see through a path, right? And being able to understand that you are in fact victorious. Not only are you victorious in terms of the ways in which you beat the past, you will be victorious in whatever it is that is kind of coming up and addressing you right now in this moment. And for this moon, it does not, for some of you, it couldn't show up in things that are happening around you, but those things again are reflective of the residual weight of what's going on inside, right? It's being able to say to yourself, okay, I did it, I won, right? But it's still, how do you say, sucks? You know, it still sucks. It's still painful. It's still that feeling of like when you kind of get washed away by your trauma, right? Like it pulls you forward and it pulls you back just when you think you're okay. You're kind of ruminating and it feels like the wind is getting knocked out of you, right? It's okay to be there, to go through that. You're still victorious. You're still victorious, even just for yourself, you know, even just for yourself. And it's understanding that. And as we go into, what is this? This is the second moon. And there's so much changing that you're going to be doing within this time period. So from this month, by the time August comes around, you're going to feel very different. Because these two moons are kind of back to back, like just washing you, I'm kind of pulling you into a spiral of so many different things, so many different emotions, clarity of the self, and then how it will reflect on the outside again with more stabilizing your life, stabilizing your dynamics, your situations, the home, right? Because we're still in the Aries Chiron, and so it's like, what does it mean to finally feel stabilized in the home? right? Whether it is the physical home, but most importantly, anything on the outside, is truly just a reflection of what's going on internally, right? And so a lot of these things are going to be there as we navigate Cancer season. And Cancer season is not always easy for you. You know, Cancer season is your opposite. And so it's putting you in a space of this internal depth of your emotions and kind of the battlefield that you're going on with yourself as you go through these things. And they're not easy. You know, they're not going to be easy, but it's what you need in order to make you feel not only more stable, but lighter in your energy, right? As you accept what has been to embrace where it is that you are going. And so this is for the second moon. Again, when we look at the Four of Wands, right? Celebration card and also the space of home. You shall overcome all obstacles. Success is imminent. So stay connected to your path no matter what and continue to apply yourself. Allow your spiritual path to support you in all areas of your life. Live by your spiritual beliefs. Seek out the support of your spiritual brothers and sisters for help when needed. But also trust that you are intimately and directly connected to the powerful divine light within. There can be a dramatic healing breakthrough when you rely upon your spiritual connection. Right? So again, we go back into the same space, right? It's like it's understanding that you're on the right path and you're going to achieve what it is that you need in order to get further and deeper within this energy. And that's really what it's about. All the kinks when it comes to home, too. Some of you guys can find yourselves moving or, again, trying to stabilize some kind of paperwork, dynamics tied to what does it mean to feel stable, comfortable, stationary within the self. So that's a big conversation. I don't know if you guys can hear that noise, but yeah. So anyway, so I wanted to do a little bit when it comes to the sacral chakra and take some deep breaths when it comes to this energy. But before we do that, I wanted to give a little bit of a PSA in terms of information for those of you who are part of the client circle. I don't know how many of you guys are here, but I'm doing a lot of stuff to make you guys happier. So we've been talking so much about trying to make the process more seamless in terms of you being able to find all of your reading links and your profile updates and different things like that. If I can find a way to funnel and channel all that information so it's easier for you guys, know that I am working on it. I've been working on it actually today and kind of pulling and I'm juggling it with the other readings I had today. But I think I found a solution and I'm moving toward that solution. You guys are going to get updated. I believe the early next week, you guys are going to get your bulk email for the client circle in terms of what I figured out and I don't know, the new system that I can implement to make sure that everything is more seamless because all of you guys see me so often throughout the month and it gets a lot. You know, I understand. It's like you have so many different videos and so many different, PDFs, and I understand that it's a process. So I am working on coming up with a solution, as I said, and you'll hear from me soon. And what I've noticed is something about creating a portal, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm being told that an ad will probably run. I don't know if it actually will, but so let's go into some sacral chakra healing work with each other. Per usual, you guys always know I talk about breathing, right? And going deep into the body. I am not doing any major yoga poses on here, and a part of the reason why I don't is just because of where I'm sitting, and also I don't know how much of you guys would want to dive into yoga positions. So I try to just kind of keep it simple in this way, depending on where you are. And I know some of you guys will be at work when you're watching this. So I'm trying to, keep it simple, keep it sexy. So in terms of the sacral, the biggest thing that we want to understand when it comes to this energy, like I said, for you guys, because you've been strengthening the ego throughout the first half of the year, as you've understood your own bliss and you understood your own identity, we're going back into the sacral, which is here at the lower stomach, okay? Well, you guys are governors of the root as Capricorns, the root and the crown as Capricorns. But when we go into the sacral, which is all about your gut health and your emotional health, which is also why it can be a little bit of an issue for you guys as Capricorns, especially for you guys who have Cancer placements. The way in which you relate to other people can be a strong source of a detriment for you. So as we clarify this, we're asking for strength from the newfound ego, right? The new identity that you've been able to acquire as you've healed post-Pluto, and the root that has always been pretty strong within you, which is your ability to be grounded and root yourself to the floor, right? So all of these things have gone through a shift as you have changed. So we're going to redefine what the sacral means to you. We're redefining how you relate to other people, because you are not the same person that you once were. And people pretty much need to get with the program. And if they do not, then you have to be willing to continue to cut the cords as you have. And then some people are fading off. Some of you have noticed that you're attracting people that are different than who it is that you once did in the past, and rejection being protection. Some of you are also dealing with extreme isolation at this point as well. So sorry about the noise, but dealing with isolation at this point, and a part of that isolation is the rejection being protection. I know it does not feel that way, but as I tell you guys all the time, you are not alone. And if you ever need me, just literally go into my email. Do not apologize. As some of you guys go in and you apologize for venting. Don't. Some of my veterans, I don't know if they're here or not, but have been literally sending me messages. Sometimes I get like 5 messages from one person in a matter of 2 days, because you guys are just venting and telling me how you feel. That is okay. Okay. You are not by yourself. As long as I'm here, that's not reality. Okay. So vent, say how you feel. It is fine. The biggest thing, like I said, and why so many of you are dealing with isolation, is because you're going through a redefinition of how you relate to others in the house. You know, as we keep talking about the home with Chiron, right? It's not just your physical space, the home that you are building with your own identity and the structure that you build around yourself. It's redefining what that looks like. And so a part of it is, you know, you kind of like when we get sick, right? Like things need to be kind of the astringents, right? Like things need to be pulled from the body in order to allow it to be reborn, and in order to allow your cells to regenerate, right? So that's a part of where isolation comes from. And it can be very hard, especially for those of you who are empathic, and for those of you who struggle with people pleasing, or the Capricorn plight of overgiving to try to receive, right? And then not getting what it is that you deserve. So this desire to keep people around you causes an imbalance. And so isolation is the opposite of that, and it can be very painful, it can be very detrimental, and can pull you down in terms of your energy. But just understand it as a breakdown in order to get to a breakthrough, right? And a part of the breakthrough is redefining how you relate and what you can attract through saying that you're going to have a new definition of what your relationship will be with other people. Okay, so we're going to go into the deep breaths like we always do, okay? So deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. If at any point you guys want me in the future to go into more poses, like stronger yoga poses and stuff, you guys let me know. But like I said, I'm trying to keep this one like office friendly, or wherever you might be, to make it easy, because so many of you guys are from all over the world at different timelines. And so yeah, I try to make it simple. But okay, so in through the nose, right? So, and we're going to hold, right, until I say let go. And when you go in through the nose, I want you to pull it in as much as you can and expand the diaphragm, full expanded belly. All right, so we're going to go in. Let go. And when you let go, you're letting go deeper than I am. Okay, so when you go in, like I said, full expansion, hold it until I say let go. And when you let go, your belly should kind of go into a decrease, right? And when you let go, I want your shoulders to come forward like a full release. Okay, we're going to do this, I would say 5 times, because we want it to be an odd number. Okay, so odd number. All right, so first one. Let go. Release the tension. But this one, I want you guys to focus on releasing tension. All right, and with this second breath in, deeper, right? Fall deeper if you can, okay? Let go. And a deeper fall, deeper into the body. Slow release. And with the third one, I'm going to have you move around a little bit, okay? But we're still on number 2, so it still holds. Okay, so into number 3. Let go. Full drop down. When you let go, I kind of want you guys to rock side by side or back and forth, whatever feels natural to you. I'm a side by side person. This brings the feeling of ease and grace, right? Because that's the thing. We're trying to release all the tension that is sitting inside of you and allow for movement and flow. So ease yourself. Okay, and with number 4, we're going to do the same thing. But this time, we're also going to be focused on intention. So wherever you are, I'm going to have you set whatever intentions out into the divine, right? And I'm going to do it by saying, I guess I'll speak my own intention, right? So as I speak my own intention, I want you guys to speak yours, okay? But I'll tell you when to start. Okay, so breathe in now. Of course, Julie, of course. Okay, so we're going to go in. Breathe out. Deep, deep fall. Deep, deep fall. And you want it all the way out. Everything is... Okay, remember we're going to move. We're going to rock. Letting that same energy move through us, deep into relaxation. Slouching, just like it's okay to slouch right now. It's okay to just let yourself be. Okay? I'm going to stay here for a little bit before we start with the intention. Okay, so my intention is to move toward clarity. My intention is to move toward refinement. I seek clarity and refinement. I ask for clarity and refinement. So your intention can be something more literal, right? It can be, I seek a new home. It could be, I seek a new job. It could be, I seek love. Mine is more general. And if it's general, same thing, right? So I seek love in my home, in my heart. I set the intention for love in my home and in my heart. And I ask for love within my home and within my heart. And my favorite, I am deserving of love within my home and in my heart. And I want you guys to say that one, I would say 3 times, 'cause the odd numbers are very important. Deserving is important. I deserve love within my home and within my heart. I am deserving of love within my home and within my heart. And the last one, I am deserving of love within my home and my heart. Okay, so we're going to do our last breath. And with this one, it's about saying I am the intention. Okay, so we talked about love within the home and the heart. So this last breath out is going to be I am love. or I am clarity, I am peace, I am stability, I am wealthy, I am rich. Okay, so we're gonna go through this last breath. All right, so we're gonna go in, we're gonna breathe super deep out. Remember, because it's the last one. And we're gonna fall, we're gonna rock again, and then it's gonna be I am, I am, I am. Okay, 3 times. All right, so take the last breath in. And let go. Okay, and then we go with the rocking, as we said. Full peace and contentment. Allowing yourself to feel content and at peace within yourself. Okay, now we're going to say whatever your intention is. I'm going to say love. I am love. Then we're going to do more simple breaths, right, in between. I am love. I am love. And that is how we move through in terms of obviously toward manifestation, but then again, healing whatever blockages that you have tied to your self-worth, your value systems, and what it is that you deserve. So although we're not interacting with other people during this meditation, we're not in conversations with others during this meditation, this moment is about understanding what it is that you deserve and how to attract what it is that you deserve. It starts with you more than it is restoring a relationship or going out and finding whatever business partner that's going to help you build your wealth. You have to understand that you are deserving of it before you even begin the day, right? This is a narrative that you're having within the self, within the sacral alone, removing any feelings of a lack of self-worth or misaligned intentions or connections when it comes to other people. You don't have to fear others just because you've redefined who it is that you are. The old fades off, and this is what's going to be the biggest thing during these 2 months. You're going through a huge transformation. Like I said, you're going to feel like a very different person by the time August comes around. And this is a lot of energy. And it all comes along with you learning how to navigate the way in which you connect with other people, because most of our wars and our wounds come from our relationships. And as you redefine who it is that you are, other people can be either a catalyst or they can be the very thing that holds you back and holds you down. Okay, so that is it. I hope that was what you guys needed. Like I said, if you want in the future to, do more when it comes to these meditations and kind of move our bodies more, you guys let me know. But like I said, I try to keep it simple in this way because I'm trying to make it friendly for everyone, depending on where you are, if you're in the bed or if you're at work or whatever. And also, I mentioned before, the guided meditations are here, and I'm excited to see that so many of you are coming in for your guided meditation. It is kind of similar to this, but different. It's an independent video, so it's kind of the high quality videos that you see me make outside of lives. And it's, you're not going to see me unless you want to. For some of you, you guys could want me to sit there and talk to you and give you a guided meditation, kind of like what I did just now. But for others of you, I normally just put in different scenery in your background. So the ocean, the forest, if you need to work on like money and grounding, it's a lot of imagery of the earth, of things that portray wealth and stability. For others of you, when it comes to healing, it's a lot of ocean, a lot of things like that. So, and I always put together the artwork in alignment with what you need. Versus, when we're doing these collectives together on live, so it's just me. But I'm glad you got what it is that you needed. But yeah, so And I just wanted to mention that for those of you that are interested in the guided meditation independently. So it was nice to connect with you. I will see you soon. I don't know if I'm going to keep this one on here or put it in the healing circle. I've been doing a thing where I've been making these lives and just placing them in the healing circle, but it's messed up our algorithm. Like the last couple of videos got really butchered in terms of the way YouTube promoted them because I've been doing this. So I don't know. Maybe I should just leave it on here and say it's an introduction to what goes on in the healing circle. And I'm adding more meditations to the healing circle for those of you guys that are there. So, nonetheless, it was wonderful talking to you. I love you all. Okay, ciao.